Welcome back to RDT Radio. I'm Anthony. I received a question today on X in regards to Mussolini and some information that AI generated, which may have been erroneous. It's a very important piece of information because it deals with Mussolini's conversion to the Catholic faith, and I'm just going to get right into it. This is not going to be long-winded. So first we had Blessed Edvige Carbone. She's not formally canonized or beatified yet, but blessed is on track. She's a step away. She was a Sardinian mystic, and she had the stigmata, those are Christ's wounds. That was recorded in her spiritual diary in regards to Mussolini, a vision during prayer where Mussolini's soul appeared to her. He reportedly said something like, "Purgatory is terrible for me because I waited until the last moment to repent." She later noted that Jesus informed her his soul had entered heaven after prayers and suffering in purgatory. And this occurred around 1951 when Jesus told her this. She had prayed for him during and after his life. Then we also have anecdotal reports from St. Padre Pio, who was canonized in 2002. They attribute statements to him like Mussolini repented, he converted sincerely later in life, and also that he reached heaven after purgatory. And finally, we have Blessed Elena Aeo, 1895 to 1961. She was beatified in 2011. So, yeah, she would actually be a saint. She would no longer be blessed. She had the stigmata just like Blessed Edvige did. She was a non-mystic and the foundress of the Minimum Sisters of the Passion. She is known for prophecies and visions, including warnings directed at Mussolini. In 1940, she delivered a letter via a message from Jesus urging Mussolini not to ally with Hitler. Now, there's some good history behind this that I won't go into right now, but just in summation, understand that Mussolini was not siding with Hitler purely because he was on some quest for, total dominance throughout Europe. He was terrified of Hitler. Hitler assassinated Dollfuss in Austria, who Mussolini was good friends with and allied with. And when Mussolini and his wife saw the initial invasions from Germany into Poland and elsewhere, they were very, very afraid of what they saw, especially the might of his military and the mechanization and the equipment that he had built up. You have to understand Mussolini did not have that. So he would have had trouble trusting Jesus on this front. He was afraid of Hitler. She did predict Italy's defeat and Mussolini's downfall and divine punishment if he ignored her warning. And this did align with later events. Regarding purgatory specifically, some traditional Catholic sources and discussions from commentaries attributed to her, the idea that Mussolini did undergo a prolonged stay in purgatory. These are private revelations. And the other thing that, remember that the Pope called him a man of divine providence. He did give the church back all of its proper rights. It's the only Western state that has done that post-revolutionary governments taking over, like Enlightenment forward. Mussolini's fascist Italy is the only government that's ever done that in the entire West. And finally, an excellent resource on this topic would be Patrick Peters. He wrote a book specifically dealing with some of these points. And just in Catholic charity, I personally trust the saints and the blesseds more than I trust modern historical what I would consider really revisionism, because we do have primary secular sources that confirm a lot of these things, and those are overlooked in favor of what I would call a communist bias, because the communists hated him. Just like they hated Spain, they hated Catholic Spain, they hated Catholic Italy, they hated every single Catholic nation, and they persecuted everybody there, including in Russia. The Catholics were persecuted and put to death there, along with their Orthodox brothers and sisters in large numbers. So I personally don't trust communists. The church has condemned communism. And it is true that in Mussolini's early life, he was a communist. He was influenced by his father. He was an atheist, although he seemed to always have maybe some kind of draw towards the spiritual life. If you do read about his childhood and his kind of spiritual journey throughout life. So his mother, I think, was the grounding influence, and she was a devout Catholic. And he took that very seriously, especially towards the end of his life. So I am on the side of charity and mercy in this regard. Remember, the Pope did call him a man of divine providence. The mystics and the saints have told us what they know. And we see that he gave the church back all of her rights that she deserves. So overall, we're all flawed. We're all sinners. I'm certainly not canonizing Mussolini. I'm not saying he's certainly in heaven. But as it goes in terms of saints and mystics and blesseds, I tend to listen to those people over communists. And so I'll leave it there. If you have any questions or would like further information on Mussolini, feel free to leave a comment, and I will do some more casts on this topic.